Morning people, welcome back to the channel. For a Friday, a damp Friday. But first things first today, I'd like to thank somebody, namely my missus. Those of you that don't know, her username when she does come on the channel or on YouTube is Psycho's Missus. We won't get into that. But she spent all afternoon and a good part of yesterday evening downloading over 300 of my videos off of YouTube. This was because I discovered that they'd all been corrupted somehow when they were transferred from the computer to my external hard drive, which is there. Don't know how, don't know why, but I'd already deleted them off the computer before I realised. Now these were all kept, I keep them like a video diary, separate from the computer, so you know they can't be wiped, and apparently it may be me, it may be the hard drive, I don't know. But thank you, sweetheart. You don't know how much that means to me to have that done for me. It was a bad day all round yesterday with that and my mic breaking down. I've got to order another one now as well. I've repaired this one for now, but I've got to get another one. But thank you, sweetheart. I know how much work that took. So anyway, what's been happening then? Well, seems they missed another. Bloody teeth are still whistling. I don't know why that started. They missed a leak on the Nord pipelines. Apparently, there's 4 now. So, yeah, Europe. I would suggest you go back to burning coal. Oh, you can't, can you? Because Russia won't sell you any. Oh well, never mind, eh? Now, after calls to cancel their planned conference, the con jobs under the Cabbage Patch Kid rejected that idea totally and said they will not go back on any of their decisions. It's the S's. I don't know why it's all of a sudden. It's only the last few days. Yeah, they won't go back on any of their decisions. Yeah, every time they're asked about anything like this, they just go into a ridiculous propaganda spiel about how this will help the economy grow. But they refuse to help those that need help now. You know, you elites, you might have enough to see you through this to when the economy may pick up. Well, I can't see it, not the way that you're going, but you got to remember, we haven't. Millions of us haven't. Many of us live hand to mouth. We've got no backup. We've spent it all over the last 2 years. We've had to because of what the government's forced us to do. And nobody in your own party seems to be backing you. As I said yesterday, with many calls for you to be removed, and I agree with them. I don't think you're any good for this country or any of us. And I don't think it'll be long before you are, to be honest. You've just pissed too many people off now to continue. And whenever there's a next general election, I think you've lost that. Just with what you've done, you have lost that. So is this the idea? Screw everything up before you get kicked out? Boris had a good go, didn't he? And we got the NHS in meltdown mode still, with absolutely huge backlogs. People waiting for treatment and people dying because of it. You know, you promised face-to-face appointments with GPs within 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks is not good enough. If you're ill at the time. An illness doesn't wait 2 weeks for a GP to get his arse in gear, you know. And you've been promising you're going to invest in new nurses, new doctors. Well, these take time to train. The foreign ones that we had here, most of them are buggered off back to wherever they come from because they've had enough here. So why don't you start trying to keep what you've got? That would be a good place to start. But you can't, can you? Because of the way they've been treated, they're off. You know, they can't afford to close their kids, as they're saying on mainstream media at the moment. They can't afford to close their kids, and many can't even afford the fuel to get to work. So, you know, they're leaving to go and work in the local supermarket, Tesco's, Aldi, because they can earn more for less hours, set hours, and no stress. And they see their families. Don't you see this, you absolute dicks? You know, one of these days you'll realise that just throwing money at something isn't going to make it work. Far from it. Yes, I know I shouldn't do, but this will help me stop coughing. I hope. And don't forget, from tomorrow, there's the new launch of the bloody cat snoring over there. The launch of this new mobile alert system. This can send out alerts telling you of medical alerts or other emergencies. Well, we know what they mean by that, don't we? And this goes direct to your mobile phone. It doesn't need an app. It won't be sent by text. Apparently, it will be sent straight to your mobile phone. I don't even know if you need a SIM card in there. It might still happen even if you ain't got a SIM card. But this sounds more like the Chinese system being bought in if this works, which we've got to reject. We can't have that shit here. Not a chance. But to start with, it's only going to be trialled in a few areas. The nearest area that I know of to us is Staffordshire. Whether it'll reach down to here, because we're not far off the border, only a few miles up the road. And, yeah, well, hopefully my phones are old enough that it won't be able to accept them. I mean, I've got the Samsung S5 up there, which I use for filming, WhatsApp, and stuff like that, Facebook. That's dedicated. That doesn't leave the house. Unless I'm filming outside, of course. And then I've got my personal one there, which again is another S5. And that one is over 10 years old, would you believe? I had it from new. It's still got the original battery in it, which still lasts as long as it did from the day it was new. And it works perfectly, so I've never changed it. I don't need to. And it does everything I want. Why would I need to spend £1,000 and £1.5 on a new phone? And you can pick them up off eBay for 30 quid. That's where that one came from. But if I do get these unwanted intrusions into my life, then there's another way. This one will be replaced by this. No way can they do anything with that. The only thing they can do with that is track my number if it pings off a tower. And that one will be replaced by this one, as you can see. They all work. I have tested them. They work perfectly. So I would say if you've got the new iPhones or anything that you paid a huge amount of money for, they're going to start to piss you off. Especially if they start sending these alerts out. So be aware that that's happening. I know Staffordshire is one of the areas. Apparently it's being done in 3 initially. I don't know where the other 2 are. I haven't been able to find anything online yet. But I do know that's happening. So, there we go. I'll leave that there for today. Just again, I'd like to thank the Mrs. Heather for all your hard work yesterday. I mean, she is my techie support, as most of you know. I'm no good with this shit. If something goes wrong with it, she's the one that I turn to. So, welcome to the new subs. We're approaching the 300 now. It'd be nice to get to 300 this weekend if we can. Never wanted to be huge. All I ever wanted was 500 to have a community page. So share this out there. Share me out. Share the channel. Let's at least see if we can get to 300 this weekend. I don't often ask. But until then, as always, welcome to the new subs. Thank you for your support, as well as those that have been with me all along. My respects to each and every one of you. There won't be any videos over the weekend, but I will be on PAP Live on Sunday night from 8 o'clock. So come and join us there if you don't know what that is. It's Police Abusing Powers. Phone-ins, we have a panel as well. We talk about mental health and everything. You can even come on and insult Dan if you want. He invites that openly. But until then, stay safe, stay strong, stay free from the corruption and the tyranny, and have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Laters, guys.